Thank you so much for joining Microfighter Monday. It is episode 51. It's the ships of Solo, and really, there aren't any. I shouldn't even have these out, as Solo, from a Microfighter standpoint, got totally screwed. And it's a very much, I think, a missed opportunity. There are a lot of mock designers that have built plenty of ships from this era. So let's start at the top. Really, the one thing I will say that Lego did well is they did many of the speeders, like Han Solo speeder, the M68, speeder bike. They did Malak speeders. They did the patrol vehicles for the Imperial side, and then of course, they did the Y45 hauler, the rail car, the swoop bikes. So they did a lot of really good vehicles, but there was a missed opportunity. Here in front of me, they did three Millennium Falcons instead of the Carillion or the Solo version, or you could have done a Lando figure with the Millennium Falcon, or even you could have done the Han Solo version with the Millennium Falcon, which would have been so much better. Um, there's a couple other minor crafts they could have done. There was the Arrestor Cruiser, or which is the early Star Destroyer. They could have done the AT-DT, and then maybe with a Y45 hauler as a dual pack would have been really good to have like a hauler pick one of those up. That was featured in the battle when Han Solo ended up hooking up with Tobias Beckett. The rail car, and swoop bikes, and because those were done in kind of like that, more of the play scale, then, I don't know if that was really necessarily needed. But the last vehicle, and this one I think should be done in either play scale or again, we welcome a microfighter from Lego, and I think it would do really well, would be the first light ship with it, which is, of course, um, Voss's Dryden Voss is Starship, which was just a fantastic, very cool looking. It looked kind of like a floating yacht, and it would have been a great vehicle. The only other one that was specific to Solo could have been, we have back there, we've got a bunch of TIE fighters, maybe the modified, I think it was called a TIE RB or the Brew. It had like an extra pod, almost like it's not quite a TIE bomber, but almost like an almost close to that. It had an extra weapon or proton torpedo pod. So it was a very powerful TIE fighter that would have been very good, but I don't think it was well known outside of the hardcore vehicle fans. So probably didn't need to make that. But all in all, I think Solo, in terms of just the movie and the merchandising, Lego did a pretty good job. Just a couple gaps that like another wave of vehicles probably could have done well. I think they really missed out on the microfighter. I think they could have done, again, if they would have done First Light versus the Millennium Falcon from the Kessel Run variety, and then maybe an AT-DT with the Y45 hauler, something along those lines. I think they could have completed and really knocked it out of the park from a Lego form standpoint. So that's it for today's episode number 51. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.